Hey, my name is Jesse. I'm one of the pastors. Welcome to The Weekly. This is the week of October 3rd, and today we're discussing, does Jesus care about emotional needs? The data in the surveys are telling us that anxiety and depression are on the rise in our country, affecting young people and old people. And the question we're wrestling with is, does Jesus care about our emotional health? The answer is absolutely yes, and this is good news. And Jesus wants to teach us how to have his heart for other people and help other people in their emotional challenges, in their anxiety, in their depression. How do we do that? And this series is called Check Your Heart, because in that moment when a family member or a friend or your neighbor begins to open up about challenges, emotional challenges, are you leaning in or are you leaning out? And so we looked at Mark chapter 5, verse 24 and on, this woman who is in so much pain, and Jesus cares for her emotional needs. And we looked at 3 different points. First, Jesus seeks to understand and validate her. He asks her a question. He is interruptible. He listens to her whole story. 12 years worth of her story she listens to. And then he validates her story. He validates her. And I have been in marriage counseling and spent a lot of money learning how to do this very thing. How to seek to understand and validate someone's experience. I don't have to understand it, I may not get it, but it is important for me to validate their story and their feelings. The second thing we learned is we need to make them feel valuable. Jesus calls her daughter. She shares her whole story and then calls her daughter. That is the only time that Jesus calls somebody daughter in the Gospels. And so he's speaking to her identity, but he's also saying it publicly. And so the whole community, all the crowds that are in this moment, understand that she is not dirty, unlovable, unworthy. She is the daughter of God. And so he makes her feel valuable in her own identity, but also in the community. And third, we journey with people through the process. She hits this wall. She's terrified and shaking and just goes public and exposes herself. And Jesus helps lead her through this crisis to the other side, where she gets peace from God deep down into her heart. And so the discussion questions for you to discuss are, number 1, why should Christians care about the emotional health in ourselves and also in other people? So take some time to discuss that. Second, what is the hardest and most exciting part for you as you seek to understand, validate, value, and journey with hurting people? And then the third discussion question is, if you feel comfortable, share a wall moment that you've had in your life. And if you feel like you are at one right now, I encourage you, share whatever you feel comfortable sharing with in your group, and then pray for each other after you discuss. For those of you who don't know what a wall moment is, this lady is at this wall where she falls down, fear, trembling, and just doesn't know how to move forward. She feels stuck. And Jesus is going to take her from this stuck moment to the other side where she has peace with God, that is not the end of her story at that wall, but it's just the beginning of a new chapter in her life that Jesus wants to bring her to. 3 quick resources for you if you want to go even deeper. Number 1, Pete Scazzero's book, Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. Number 2 is the church has a list of recommended Christian therapists. And number 3 is sometimes you just need a good friend who can pray for you that's a Christian, and so join a Connect group.